Yes or no?
Yes.
Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee?
Yes.
Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent? Yes or no?
I have always been eager
Yes
to
or no?
come
You didn't
and
want to
talk
answer
to
the question.
committee.
We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier, Secret Service is not political. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's Playbook, and Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee as being political? Yes or no?
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Well, that's bullshit.
LSD-induced parties with live music. These parties were called acid tests, and the culture that grew out of them played a key role in the development of the hippie and psychedelic movements a few years later.
In the past 2 weeks, we've lived through an attempted coup by the killing of Donald Trump, they tried, and now an actual coup of Joe Biden. Let's not get it twisted, Piers. The night of the debate, the last presidential debate, when the world saw Joe Biden for what he really was, a plan was put in motion, and that plan was get rid of Donald Trump. We have to kill him. Plain and simple. This isn't a conspiracy. Okay, Kim Cheadle just came out in front of Congress, Piers, before I got in here, and she said in front of Congress, and I quote, "The assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump on July 13 is the most significant operational failure of the Secret Service in decades." She's claiming incompetence. Piers, I'm leaning towards orchestrated negligence, okay? You want us to believe that some 20-year-old kid, no social media presence, no camouflage, climbed on a roof with cameras everywhere, laid there, and got shots off on the president? Give me a break. They know, Piers, they've been trying to destroy this guy from the beginning. The last attempt was murder him.
Have you ever felt like someone or something is watching you? Whether it's through your phone, through your TV, or through a camera on a street sign, do you trust that Big Brother has your best interest at heart? That your elections are fair? That your vote counts? Did the Secret Service legitimately do everything they could to protect Trump from an attempted assassination? Or is it their fault the shot got fired in the first place? Welcome back to Disputes, the channel where we cover the longest I told you so in human history. Today we're breaking down a heated congressional hearing where Representatives Nancy Mace and Marjorie Taylor Greene took Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle to task over an alarming failure in protecting former President Donald Trump from an assassination attempt. Was the negligence by the Secret Service orchestrated, or was it an understandable failure? Join us down the rabbit hole, and trust me, it goes deep, so stick with us.
Hopefully, we can get some answers to those questions. I strongly implore you to answer those questions. You're here with a subpoena, and we expect you to answer the questions. Chair now recognizes Ms. Mace from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Cheadle, the American people are watching, and they're wondering if there are any questions you can answer honestly today. So, Director Cheadle, I have a series of questions, very specific questions. I want very specific answers. Most of my questions are going to demand a yes or no answer. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, my first question. Both sides of the aisle today have asked for your resignation. Would you like to use my 5 minutes to draft your resignation letter, yes or no?
No, thank you.
Was this a colossal failure?
It was a failure.
Yes or no? Was it a colossal failure is the question, yes or no?
I have admitted this is a terrible...
This is a yes or no series of questions. Was this a colossal failure, yes or no?
Yes.
The hearing was intense, to say the least. Representative Nancy Mace didn't hold back as she grilled Kimberly Cheadle about the Secret Service's shortcomings. Let's take a look at some of the key moments.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee?
Yes.
Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent, yes or no?
I have always been eager
Yes
to
or no?
come
You didn't
and
want to
talk
answer
to
the question.
committee.
We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier Secret Service is not political. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's Playbook, and Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee as being political? Yes or no?
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Well, that's bullshit. So, Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record articles by Punchbowl News, Political Playbook, Washington Post, all done at 5:24 a.m., 6:12 a.m., 6:34 a.m., a solid 3 to 4 hours before this committee got your statement.
Without objection, so ordered.
Okay. Is the Secret Service fully cooperating with our committee?
Yes.
Okay, you say you're fully cooperating with this committee. On July 15th, this committee sent you a list of demands of information that we wanted. Has the Secret Service provided this committee a complete list of all law enforcement personnel that were there that day? Have you done that? Have you provided a list to the Oversight Committee? Yes or
I
no?
will have to get back to you on that.
That is a no. Have you provided all audio and video recordings in your possession to this committee, as we asked on July 15th? Yes or no?
I would have to get back to you.
That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest.
Mr. Chairman,
Completely dishonest.
Mr. Chairman, I point of
Mr. I'm
Come
gonna
on. We have to
continue.
maintain decorum in this committee. No matter how
have you provided
upset we
any
get.
and all memos to this committee that we've asked you on July 15th? Have you provided all memorandums within the Secret Service?
I would have to get back to you on that.
That is a no. You are being dishonest or lying. Like you're being dishonest here with this committee. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. And we had to subpoena you to be here, and you won't even answer the questions. We have asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard.
Mace's questions were sharp and to the point. She demanded accountability and clarity on how the Secret Service could fail so drastically in their duties. Cheadle's responses, however, seemed to do little to satisfy the committee's concerns. Enter Marjorie Taylor Greene, who brought an additional layer of controversy to the hearing.
Requested.
When will that be, Ms. Cheadle? Because you should have brought it today.
I am certain that our personnel are working on obtaining all of that document.
I don't believe you, and neither do the people watching this hearing. You're not doing well, as Mr. Moskowitz informed you. You've been sitting here for over 3 hours, and I have you know the entire country is demanding you resign and demanding that you be fired if you do not resign. Things are not going well for you. You need to answer the questions. Was there a protective intelligence team, and what technical resources were utilized for that event, specifically drone or helicopter assets?
There were a number of technical assets that were deployed for that event, and there was a protective intelligence team that was assigned to that event.
Was Crooks able to fly a drone over the entire area the day of the rally and the day of his assassination attempt?
To my knowledge, he did not fly the drone over the entire area.
How did he fly a drone over the area, period? Any part of the area?
Again, I would have to go back and check the timeline of when that took place and when the event.
Why didn't you bring the timeline with you today to answer our questions?
I don't have all of the answers on the timelines based on the criminal investigation.
Were you not prepared today to answer our questions?
I am prepared to answer the questions based on the information and wanted to be able to provide.
Do you have a timeline do you have a timeline at all from any of the day?
I have a timeline that does not have specifics.
That's shocking. That is absolutely unacceptable. That means you are a failure at your job. Let's talk about things that are...
Greene's line of questioning added fuel to the fire. The notion that a drone could have been used for surveillance without detection is deeply troubling. Despite Cheadle's reassurances, the frustration was palpable. Both Mace and Greene pressed for more concrete answers, reflecting a broader dissatisfaction with the agency's performance.
A man that had a bicycle, a man that had a rangefinder. At what point is he determined a threat?
An individual with a backpack is not a threat. An individual with a rangefinder is not a threat.
What about a man laying on a building that has direct line of sight of President Trump with a gun that people are screaming and pointing out. Is that a threat, Ms. Cheadle?
Once that individual was identified, they were neutralized.
No, they were neutralized. Crooks was neutralized after he shot President Trump in the face, Ms.
So, what does this mean for the Secret Service and their mission to protect high-profile individuals? This hearing has undoubtedly highlighted significant gaps in security protocols that need to be addressed urgently. One key takeaway is the need for improved surveillance and threat detection technologies. If drones can be used to spy on areas that will be deemed with high security clearance, then the Secret Service must adapt. How did the most skilled men and women fail such basic securities? How did Matthew Crooks get on top of the building with a rifle undetected? And who owns the building that let him get so close to taking out the former president? And why was Crooks in 2 commercials that were removed from the internet? Wait.
Was spiked with LSD. It was horrible.
In the early days of the Cold War, the CIA ordered the creation of a secret program intended to find ways of mind control.
Sorry, some questions are not meant to have any answers. Let's get back into it. Additionally, this incident underscores the importance of accountability and transparency within government agencies. The American people deserve to know that their leaders are being protected by the best possible measures. That's all for today's analysis. What do you think about the Secret Service's handling of this situation? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth political coverage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Disputes. And just remember, we told you so.